Welcome to Enlightened World Network. Dr. Ruth Anderson and Teri Angel here for Meditation a Day. Today we are taking you through something we call, what do we call it?
Meditation excavation.
Meditation excavation. And I was coming up with the word transformation. And I thought that's not quite what we call it. Uh, but there's always transformation included in the experience. So it is part of the title, I suppose. So what this is Terry and I just meditate here together. We invite you to join us, whether you're with us here in real time or after the fact, it doesn't matter. The messages are all still there for us. The messages are all in perfect timing. So we're glad you're here. Teri Angel, I'm thrilled you're here.
Oh, I'm thrilled to be here. It's so good to be back with you doing the meditations. Been a rough haul, but here we are, regrouping.
All right, Teri, you want to start us off?
Sure. All right, friends, let's go into our hearts. Just take a moment to center wherever you are. Just find that place that you can be still for a few minutes. And let's breathe into our heart center. Breathe in the love that you're starting to feel from Spirit, bringing it forth through these meditations. And let's invite the angels to surround us wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. Just pause to feel their energy. Calling on Archangel Raphael, the angel of healing, to come forth. Archangel Michael, surround us all with protection, safety, and security. Archangel Gabriel, we call on you for messages and clarity. And Archangel Uriel, please guide us down into the earth energy, helping us to be more centered and balanced. And as Uriel does that, just let your breath focus downward, down the length of your body, out the bottom of your feet, and see the roots growing down in the earth. And try to go a little deeper. Just bring that breath and force the roots down through the soil, through the sediment, the rocks, until you reach the core of earth. And just allow Mother Gaia to bless you with some centering, some balance, and breathe it back up then, up the bottom of your feet, up your root, your sacral, your solar plexus, and into your heart center. And hold it there, just anchor it in, that sense of safety and balance and security. And take another breath in, and let's bring that one up, 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 up to that higher plane, that higher frequency, going past the other dimensions all the way to the divine. And we invite in the divine to be with us, God, our creator, Christ, Divine Mother, the archangels, the saints, the loved ones in spirit, the ascended masters. Just take a moment and indulge yourself in that moment of spirit and peace. And then bring that down, down through the crown, the third eye, the throat chakra, and into the heart, anchoring it with the earth energy. Now release your breath with a big sigh. As we go into meditation, just hold that energy in your heart and know that you can be at peace by just going back into that heart space. But right now, we're going to explore what Spirit has for us. What do we need to look at in this day, in this time that we have together? So get comfortable and we will begin the meditation.
Thank you, Terry. The first thing that they did, and they were moving really quickly, the first thing they did was took us to the river of life, then off to the healing pools. So it's like, notice there's the river of life, which has to do with people's lifetimes and transitions. And then they went from there to the healing pool. And we didn't stop. We just saw it, we noticed it, which has to do with healing. And then they went to the pyramid. And we've spent quite a bit of time in this pyramid before. And so we're in the pyramid. They showed a globe and they said, this is all part of the plan. Don't fight it. Trust us. Rise above it. Release your fears. So there's a big message in there for folks. And then they have us lying on the floor of the pyramid looking up. So that's where we are. But it was a very quick journey to get to that space.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems appropriate because things are moving fast right now. So there's no time to just dally and mess around. They're saying when we get on that thought to just go with it because they'll take us right where we need to be. And I feel that pyramid. I am looking up, I see stars. So the pyramid is open at the top, or at least we're able to see beyond the walls of the pyramid.
I heard the words lifetimes, galaxies.
Hmm. Interesting.
Well, that's funny. I just heard this is not your first rodeo.
Indeed, it is not.
So funny to use those words.
Yeah,
And this won't be your last.
right.
Yeah.
What's interesting for me, as we're in that pyramid, every time we've gone there together, I see it as this solid structure, just like the pyramids in Egypt and other places. But this time, it's like translucent.
Yeah.
There's the walls are not solid. And I know that nothing really is solid. Everything's in movement, everything is energy. It's just vibrating at a frequency that it feels solid. It can hold us up if we're sitting in a chair. It's definitely all frequency and movement. And I've never seen it in this light before. So interesting.
Because I think the action's above it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how we can see because it's all moving, it's all
Yeah.
translucent. You're reminding me, Ruth, that in the old days, we didn't know about other galaxies. We thought what we see is what we get, right? Whatever is in front of our physical eyes, that's what it is. But now we know with all the scientific research and everything, we know there's more galaxies. We have no idea how many galaxies and universes there really are. So it's back to what's what are we looking at? And are we looking at what is in front of us? Or are we looking for some missing pieces, maybe? But nothing is missing. Everything is out in the open. Everything's right there. And to acknowledge what we have, what we see, what we can touch and feel with those galaxies all contain energy, just as we are energy.
They were
So that's
showing me.
why
Go ahead, Tara.
That's why we want to know, right? That's our curiosity. We want to know.
They were showing me the constellations. They like shepherds in the field, laying there at night, looking at the constellations. And what they're imagining are these very flat, oh, it looks like a bear. Oh. And all we can do is see things from our limited perspective, which is what they were doing. And that's what we're doing too. And we're seeing it from whatever our limitations are. As we look up at these, and what is in reality, what's in existence, has nothing to do with our limitations.
Hmm. This is interesting. So, you know how we've done meditations where Metatron shows us the grid,
Mhm.
that beautiful grid coming from up above us, and the portals and the different points on that grid that correspond to places on Earth that are high portals of energy. Well, what they just showed me is a grid connecting the galaxies.
Mm.
I hadn't thought about that before, but they showed me like a line going from one galaxy to another, then that one connecting to another one.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah, it does. And when I first learned of, oh, there's more than one galaxy, there's more than what we thought there was. It was like, well, we can never understand that because it's so far away, we can't reach it. But the vision that Spirit just gave me was it's not that far away, that we can, in our mind's eye, we can go there, we can see that connection. And that connection, galaxy to galaxy, is influencing what's happening here in our little planet Earth, this little rock that we're on in the grand scheme of things. So it's important to recognize and acknowledge that there's more than just what our eyes can see.
And I just heard this is so much bigger than you.
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, and then they took me back to don't fight it, trust us, rise above it, release the fear. They took me back to those words that came in earlier.
Rise above the fear. I love that.
As humans, we're taught to control what you can. And if we can't control things, then at least I can't speak for you, Teri, start getting itchy, like anxious. And this is looking like a time where we are being encouraged. Let go of that feeling that you need to have control because you're not going to have control right now.
And that is what trust is all about. Going with that energy of, I don't have to know, right? I don't have to know all the answers. I don't have to know how to control this. I'm trusting that there's a divine plan. I'm trusting that the universe has my back and what I need is going to be given or shown to me. And that's trust.
But to get to that point, what I'm seeing is that the thing that we hold the most dear is life. The fact that we're breathing, living is what we hold the most dear. And what I'm hearing is to be able to get to that place where we can let go of the need to control. We need to see something else as more powerful than, this is going to sound weird, friends. I understand that. More powerful than our need to take that next breath. The only thing that I can come up with that would be more powerful is standing in divine love.
I agree, Ruth. Yeah, we spend our life surviving. What do we need to survive on this planet? We need the air, we need the water, we need the food. But when we go beyond that, beyond the survival, look at what is more important than that. And that's what you're saying. Look at that essence of love that we're given freely. And we can go stand in it with the divine. Because we are divine beings of love and light. I'm reminded of a teaching by Dr. Wayne Dyer. And he talks about when God was asked, "What do we call you? What's your name? How do we address you?" And the answer came, "I am that I am." And so Dr. Dyer taught us if you put a comma after the word that, then it's "I am that I am." And the teaching is whatever you're seeing with your physical eyes, we are that because we're all one. So we are that galaxy. We are that person standing beside of us or sitting beside of us or interacting with us. And looking at the world with God everywhere, then we can really stand in that divine love because it's everywhere.
And I think there's a part of it that believing that as we are divine love, we never die. And if you don't have that belief, if you don't have that faith, then yes, it is scary as all get out that someday you'll stop breathing.
It's been my experience, and I think for many, I won't say all, but many people, that we understand that energy doesn't die. And we're taught it just shifts and changes form. So our bodies are energy. That's what we are. And so when the physical body dies out and falls away, that energy doesn't die that was in us. So we still are present. And the more we can tap into that, the more we feel that presence of those that we think we've lost. And we haven't lost anything. They're still right there. We just lost the connection of the physical being. So yeah, death can be scary or it can be exciting because it's a new form, it's a new way of being.
Okay. And what they're showing me along those lines is death of self, which may or may not be a physical death, but a death of how you saw yourself, a death of who you believed yourself to be. That in order to give up that need to control, utilize the death of self.
Change is the one thing we can always count on. So if we have a belief that we're holding on to, look at how you've changed, and does that belief still hold true? Look at how you're observing or how you are seeing death or seeing change in your life, and examine the belief. And maybe there's a different way, a different perspective of looking at things. And that's our growth, Ruth. That's spiritual growth when we can do that. When we can say, I'm open to receive, I'm open to change, I'm open to possibilities and potential.
Teri, they're clapping.
Yeah, it's our shifting times. Yeah, you're either going to go with that flow of the shift or you're going to get buried in the sand and then try to dig your way back out. So go with the flow of the change. Don't be scared of it. Don't be afraid when change happens.
They just showed me sticking a pole in the sand, like this is where I stand, this is what I believe in, and then just watching the sand just get pulled away from around it. It's like,
Right? Yeah, I start every day when I open my eyes, I'm just full of gratitude that I've opened my eyes. And then I ask the question of spirit, what do you want me to know today? What do you want me to know? And just leave it open with that. So it may be something that changes a belief that I had or a perspective that I was holding. So I think that's important to let that sand fall away from that pole and just see what's possible, see what else there is that you can grab onto and understand more fully.
but they're saying there are some constants.
Mhm.
Like don't throw out your morals. Don't throw out your belief that the man next to you is as important as you. Don't throw that out.
Mhm. Yeah, those core values, honoring life, respecting others, Yeah, those are things that if we are connected in with our spirit being, our spirit self, we're going to hold on to those. Being kind, showing kindness.
In other words, who are you really? What do you stand for? What are your non-negotiables? If you strip down to your core, what do you stand for? It's interesting because as we saw our beliefs being pulled away by the shifting sand, if you place your core values, what you truly stand for in that sand, all the shifting doesn't move it because it's grounded in. That's the difference. It's grounded in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a hymn, and I don't know the name of it, but it's talking about like a tree that's planted by the water, I shall not be moved. And it's a beautiful, beautiful uh, hymn and message. And I think that's what we're saying is when you are in your spirit being inside of you, you won't be moved. Those things that are you, your core values, it won't be changed. It won't be moved, no matter what's happening around.
Yeah, Teri, that one meditation in particular, where they really showed us the importance of grounding above as well as below, and just standing like a tube but from the ethers to the center of the earth.
Mm, yes.
Yes, for God is my rock, my foundation.
The dog agrees.
When I sit in that space of grounded below, grounded above, God is my rock, my foundation, anything can happen around me. The sand can shift as much as it wants, and I'm not shifting.
Right.
So I guess if I'm needing to have any control, that's the control I can have. Teri, they have us back on our backs looking up again. Just sort of watching, just being okay, just watching. And knowing that there is a plan. Did you say that, Teri? I shall not be moved.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just heard that again. I shall not be moved.
yeah. And just like what the hymn says, like a tree that's planted by the water, and the water is God. It's this beautiful energy that will wash over us if we allow it. And I heard the word surrender, to just surrender to that. And we've mentioned control and thinking that we have to control, but when we surrender that control, that's when we really feel at peace, and we feel the essence of our spirit being just holding us and letting us know everything's okay. Everything is working perfectly, as the Course in Miracles teaches. Yeah, there is a divine plan. Mm.
Well, that was a lot.
It was beautiful. And Ruth, I opened my eyes at one point and I saw like an energy stream. And I know it's probably light coming into your room, but right beside of you, there's like this energy stream that was going up. And I thought, yeah, that's what we're doing. We're moving up higher in frequency and vibration. And when we do that, we understand more. We really see that these minute things, these minute details here on earth, that's like nothing in the grand scheme of things. It's just our lessons that we're here to learn. But the real crux of it is up in those higher dimensions, and where our soul resides. So, yeah, I love that. I
Yeah,
shall not be moved. I'm going to focus on that today.
yeah, that was a good one.
That was a beautiful one. I love that one.
Yeah. Whew. Well, friends, thank you for being here. Any time that you're hearing this, I believe is the right time for you to be hearing this message. Yeah, just ground yourself in your knowingness with your creator, whatever that means to you. Stand in your foundation of spirit. Beautiful gift. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Teri Angel, thank you for being here. And
Thank you,
friends,
Ruth.
friends, take good care. God bless. We'll see you soon. Bye now.